Now I can do again by using minimum remaining values. Now T has 2 candidates, W has 3 candidates, O has 2 candidates, U has 3, and R has 3 candidates. So I can choose T or O. If I choose T, now I need to choose 6 or 7. I can use another technique that is least constraining value. Least constraining value means choose the variable whose fewest values in the remaining variables. If I choose 6, I can say U and R can be affected. But if I choose 7, you can see no other variable has candidate 7. So I'm going to try 7 to choose by using LCV, least constraining value. And if I choose 7 for T, now 2 times 7 is 14, so O is 4. Then if O is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, so R is 8. Now I'm going to take out every number. 4 is done, 8 is done. That means U has only one candidate, 6. If U has 6, that means W is 3. So I found all value, one value for each variable, one distinct value, which that satisfies all the constraints. And now I can say the answer for this question. One of the solution is T is 7, W is 3, O is 4, F is 1, U is 6, R is 8. Now you can try example 2. We are going to define variables and domain for each variable, and you can also define constraints. So in the example 2, we can say the variables are regions. So I can say like territories or states. They are variables. Then red, green, or blue are domain. Then no neighboring regions have the same color is constraints. Variables, we can just use the vertices values, which is already given in the graph. Then domains, we can say each region can have red, green, or blue. The constraints, it has some hidden constraints. We can list all of them because there are only 9 instead of saying the statement. I'm going to solve this question, not combining all of them, because when I program it, I may use only 1 techniques. I'm going to just use 1 technique for each solution. So I'm going to solve this problem in 3 ways. One is using board checking. Then second one, I'm going to use MRV, minimum remaining values only. And third one, I'm going to use only least constraining value. Another name I can say like LCV. So first, I'm going to use board checking. Board checking is checking like one by one until you're going to find no choice or find one choice for each variable. I'm going to write down the phase by phase first. So region WA, I can say you can have red, green, or blue. Then NT, you can have red, green, or blue. SA, then I'm going to write down everything first, R, G. So it says one of the simplest form, then stop checking whenever a variable does not have a legal value. I need to choose to have no legal value. So I can choose for the WA first region, I choose red. If I choose red, I'm gonna have green and blue for neighbors only. So red is gone from the NT and SA. Then the rest of them is the same. So first round is done. Our first phase is done. Now in the second choice, I can choose like a randomly. So in the queue, I can just choose WA first, then second, just choose Q. Then in the randomly, if I choose green in the queue, will happen. Then WA still has red. Because Q has 3 neighbors. From the 3 neighbors, I need to take out green. So NT, SA, and NSB will not have green. And the rest of them, I can just so R and WA and Q are randomly choosing the value. Now I need to keep going. Then how about if I choose blue from the NT? So NT worked on the third time. If blue is chosen from the NT, there is a problem. Now SA has no choice. And Q already has value. So it depends on how value is chosen. When you do board checking, if you find one empty solution, no empty no candidate for any variable, that means this is not a good way, so you stop. Then you can look at the backtracking search. After you do board checking, if it does not work, what we are going to do is go back to the previous level. At the previous level, we chose green for the Q. And instead of green is out from the candidate at Q, then we are going to choose red or blue from the queue and keep going. That is backtracking. How about if I'm using MRV, minimum remaining value? This time I'm going to just draw graphically. Draw like a map. I know this is not beautiful, but yeah. First, I'm going to start the same thing. WA has red. That means NT and SA will have only 2 candidates, green, blue, green, blue. So NT and SA has smallest, the minimum remaining values, and I can choose one of them. I guess I'm gonna choose NT first. Then green or blue, I need to choose one of them. How about if I choose green? If I choose green for the NT, now SA has only one choice, B. That means next time my choice will be SA because SA has a minimum remaining value. Then you're going to keep going. To show this one, you can draw the red each time. Then if I use LCV, least constraining value, I can start with same way like in the map. I can start with the red again for the WA. Then if I do this, now NT and SA has green, blue, green, blue. I can think about if I choose green from the NT, because the WA is already done, check SA and Q. 2 greens will be crossed out from the SA and Q. And if I choose B, 2 blue will be crossed out from the SA and Q. When I choose green or blue from the SA, I need to take out everything. So I need to take out the green from the 1, 2, 3, 4 regions. So least constraining is NT at this time if I do not think about T. So in the NT, I can choose green or blue. So I'm going to choose the same color. So I'm going to redraw the map. Actually, you have to redraw the map each time if you want to use a graphic way. So I'm going to choose a green here. And if I choose a green from the NT, then some candidates are changed. And next choice, SA has one variable left B, one value left B. And if I choose SA, it's going to affect other three regions. But if I choose from the Q, it's going to affect only two regions. SW 1, 2, 3, B 1, 2. So I may choose Q or V. I may choose Q. So from the Q, I can choose one or two value, red or blue. I may choose red. So in the next step, in the Q, I'm going to choose red. So the third place chosen is different. Depends on what technique you use. So your job is finishing MRV and LCV. This one is in the middle of the process, and there are each block, each position has candidates. So you can think about each one is one variable with values, candidate values. By using the techniques like minimum remaining value or least containing constraining value, by using those techniques, you can solve this one. If you are lucky, without backtracking, you can solve at once. Depends on which block you choose to start with. I'm gonna try the combining MRV and LCV. I'm going to check the LCV score for the minimum remaining ones. So first position will be like a position 5. When I choose 3, how many blocks needs to eliminate 3? So 1 and 2. So for the 3 score is 2. Then for the 6, I can say how many blocks can affected is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So at block 4, LCP score I can say like 2 plus 4, so 6. For the block 8, I can say for the 4, 1, 2, 3. For the 6, 1, 2, 3. Also 6. How about if I go down all the way like a 4, 8 in the position 61? For the 4, I can see 1, 2. For the 8, I can see 1 and also 2. So 4. So instead of choosing block 5 or 8, choosing block 61 will be more efficient if I'm using the least containing value, constraining value. After you check the positions, like a better one you're going to choose, then start to guess and check from the best block you would like to start. So in the 55 and 61, they are least constraining value, but there are only one other 4 and one other 9. So I can start at 55. For example, if I start on 4 here, then I can solve other 3. And because of this, you can also solve some other blocks. For example, 56 now 2, 57 now 9. And what else I can try? So there's a 3, 6, 3, 6. That means this one is 8. If it's 5, the block 11 now becomes 4. Then block 20 becomes 6. Block 18 becomes 5. Block 24 becomes 8. Block 6 becomes 5. Then block 21 becomes 4. And when you enjoy